Good morning. Day 2 of Sydney's cyclones, 21-22 April 2015. Nice thunderstorms coming in this morning, so promises of more wet and possibly wind again as well today. So lots of problems out there.
And we're back to pouring rain again. Straight down this time, no wind at the moment. You can see the trees are not moving at all. The birds are obviously having a great old carry on about it. But yeah, it's not over until it's over, that's for sure. Very wet here. Still plenty of water coming down here, even coming out of drains, so they're obviously overflowing.
Let's go for a ride and take a look what's happening in the city. Here we are looking out of a 20th floor of the high-rise. We're looking out over the Western Distributor arterial road. It's out of the CBD in Sydney. It's a bit hard to see, I know, through the rain-spattered glass, but you can see the buildings in the distance there are disappearing up into the clouds. It's extremely wet down on the street. I just came down and got completely soaked. So there's still plenty of rain coming down, and this was around about 11:15. On Wednesday morning. So the road's nice and quiet in the middle of the day. Obviously it'll be a different story tonight when people go home. Down on the street, and things are still very soggy here, but the rain has let up a bit, so it was just a misty drizzle at this point. I had to jump out of the way when a taxi went through a puddle next to me, which is one of those classic slapstick routines. So I managed to shower. So just wending my way down towards Circular Quay to see what's happening at the harbour. But yeah, here in Bridge Street, it's all very slick and wet and soggy. Not many tourists on the top deck. Carnival Spirit was the ship that was actually held out to sea when the harbour was closed and was allowed in this morning finally. Here are actually passengers coming from the ship, so they've obviously checked through customs. And are now making their way off to whatever their transport arrangements are. So obviously their holiday was extended by a day or two, so no doubt there's a bit of stuff going on there. Okay, so here we are in Circular Quay. Things are very calm, as opposed to yesterday when obviously there was a wind ripping through here. There we have the Carnival Spirit, which was the ship held out to sea. It is quite large, so I don't think they would have had too much discomfort, even though the seas were quite large. Nevertheless, the travellers' plans obviously would have been thrown into disarray, arriving back into Sydney a day or two late. And here we have the Harbour Bridge, and looking around to Kirribilli. Usually this place is covered and tourists and stuff, even in the middle of the week you get a good share. Very quiet at the moment, so the rain has kept them away. And the ferries now are back in schedule again. The Manly ferry yesterday, due to the strong winds, was cancelled, which would have obviously thrown travellers and commuters plans into disarray, as many people use that to commute to from Manly. The rough seas basically coming in through the heads would have made it very hazardous. So apparently there were quite a few uncomfortable rides before they actually cancelled the service yesterday. But everything going back as normal, and Sydney's not Sydney without the Manly ferry going in and out. Bars and restaurants around the Opera House, favourite lunch spots, completely empty at the moment. So rather an unusual sight. And another perspective. We're now out on Bennelong Point, which is the location of the Opera House. And we'll just take a swing around. To the west, the clouds are looking still very grey. Misty drizzle coming through, but I've actually managed to do without an umbrella for a few minutes here, as it still seems to be lifting a little bit for now, at least anyway. Kirribilli House on the point there. And we swing around looking to the east. It actually looks brighter in the east, and it doesn't show up so well on this video, but there were actually hints of sunshine on some of those points out to the east there, so could have actually been a good day for sailing, but no, not this time. And here she is, the Opera House. So anybody anywhere would recognise that. One of Sydney's major icons. And back to where we started. Final view now, we're looking in over the Circular Quay to the north from the Circular Quay railway station, which is located above the ferry terminal. So just looking down on the another Manly ferry there, and the toaster, which is over there on the right hand side. Controversial buildings built there in fairly recent times. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you again soon.